It's another day at the office. It's the, anyway, almost 2 weeks. Wala pa naman tayong 2 weeks dito. I had a meeting with the Deputy Ombudsman, except for Dante Vargas, who's out on a personal errand. And we're looking at the systems by which this office runs and the way that business is conducted by the Office of the Ombudsman. And we just noticed that we're way behind in digitizing the style of management here, from basic communications to even case management and all the things that have to be digital by this time. And that's one of the problems that we have. Ang example dyan, if a case is filed in OMB, Office of the Ombudsman in Mindanao, it takes quite a while for the case to be transmitted here because it's by snail mail. Snail mail. Walang digital option na available pa hanggang ngayon. And I told them, ano bang mga scanners? Ba't wala ba tayong mga scanners? Don't you have apps for scanning documents in your telephones? And it's just quite surprising that we haven't come up to that yet. So we're going full pace for digitization of the Office of the Ombudsman so that we can maybe be paperless in a certain amount of time, paperless na. Kasi nga, the space problem is always there because of the papers that pile up, gather dust. And we noticed that in the DOJ, and we were able to digitize in the DOJ within less than 2 years. We can do that here, maybe faster, because we have the experience already. Yun nga, that also came about because I got word that the government lost close to 600 billion pesos in cases because of inordinate delay. And I'm reviewing that. I will see if that is true. If that is true, we will quantify the losses of government due to case dismissals because of inordinate delay in the prosecution of cases. Yun po yung talaga i-correct natin. That's why, as I always say in the DOJ, it's the deadline is always yesterday. That attitude has to change already here in the Office of the Ombudsman. That every day is important, and every working day has to be filled with goals achieved for the day at least. Dapat ganun na ang attitude namin dito sa Office of the Ombudsman. Yun nga, 600 billion worth of cases lost due to inordinate delay. Billion. We have to review it, of course. But it's very alarming, and I would say that it may be true. Yung mga losses ng government due to non-feasance. Kasi hindi natin ginagawa yung duty natin, we don't go all out. Dapat tumigil na yan. Ano yan eh? Para yung cases yan ng forfeiture of things that are by the courts, nabubulok yan sa labas ng korte. Makikita nyo maraming bulok na sasakyan, maraming napapabayaan. We have to stop this habit na dapat meron tayong way of tracing who is responsible for what. Yun ang isa sa ginagawa natin na, yun ang isa sa mga gagawin natin, ginagawa natin na ano rito, na changes. One of the changes we have to undertake here. And we also spoke about the cases going here are SG-27 and above, coming from the Visayas and Mindanao. But we have to change that because of what we learned here in the flood control mess. Na SG-23, 24, ang in charge of 150 million pesos worth of projects. And these are left as minor players in government. I think that has changed, and we're making it by amount of resources being handled by any officer should be another standard by which we will have the cases sent over to the central office. Yun nga, it's a lesson learned. So that's why the dialogue with the Deputy Ombudsman the incumbent ones was very necessary for us to arrive at this. Meron din tayong gustong gawin na ibalik yung environmental ombudsman. And that will come very soon. In the meantime, I might assign one of the assistant ombudsman to handle that. Ombudsman for the environment. Kasi marami tayong kaso. I think that the floods also show us how bad things are pagdating sa basura. And the environment is the issue there. And local governments are not doing their job in handling garbage and trash and recycling them, or marami kasi dyan, they end up in the waterways. It has to stop. And we want to attribute liability here. Ano yan? Most of the time, ano yan? Trabaho yan ng mayor sa ngayon. Ha? Trabaho yan ng mayor sa ngayon. Municipal and city mayors have that option, or not that option, responsibility for solid waste management. Nangyayari ngayon ay parang tambak lang ng tambak. Hindi pa tayo dumarating sa punto na separation ng garbage. Parang nalilimutan na. Puro plastic tayo. Manila Bay has tons and tons, a million tons of garbage in the waters of Manila Bay right now. One of the most heavily plasticized waterways in the world. And one of the richest, one of the most biodiverse waters in the world at that. Sayang, sinasayang natin ang ating kayamanan bilang isang bansa. And yung mga time period natin dito sa PI, fact-finding, evaluation, we will cut down, we will put the evaluation period at 72 hours. Pag nag-file ng case, pag dismissible, dismiss na kagad at 72 hours. Ang problema kasi yan, weaponized, political antics, political theatrics, file ng kaso para gagamitin na yung Office of the Ombudsman para sa kalaban sa politika. Pag wala rin naman laman yung kaso, huwag nyo na i-file, di-dismiss lang po namin yan. At sana po, lagyan nyo ng laman nung ipa-file yung kaso rito. Ano yan eh? So evaluation has to be, ang ideal period talaga yan, 48 to 72 hours maximum evaluation. Kaya nga, digitizing is so important here. Anong implication of digitizing? Malalaman natin yung aging ng cases. May mga cases na nalilibing, hindi umaandar. Mayroon pang sinasabing parking fee sa mga kasong fina-file, pinaparada lang, nawawala, natutulog ng ilang taon, tapos walang nangyayari. So we have to put an end to that. Modernization lang yan. These are basic tools for the Gen Z. Alam ng Gen Z lahat yan. Pero ngayon, we'll put the ombudsman at that pace already. Doon natin, na opisina natin. And ang PI, ang preliminary investigation, umaabot ng 1 year allowable under the rules dito. We will change it also. At ang gusto namin, 60 days, tapos ang PI. 60 days. Ang fact-finding, 60 days. Ang PI, 60 days, when necessary. Kasi may mga kaso na hindi na kailangan ng fact-finding. Example, the DOJ case was filed. Nung pinabuksan natin, so we're composing the teams already. At by Thursday, we will start the preliminary investigation of the cases, the flood control cases filed by the DOJ. And the other cases filed by Secretary Dizon and the ICI, umpisahan na natin yan. And those that we've deemed fit to go straight to PI, we will do already. But we have 5 cases at least going to preliminary investigation already. Which means, pwedeng mabilis kasi ang period naman dito to answer is 10 days. And we can join the issues immediately. At the rest will be history na lang. At ipa-file na yan sa Sandigan Bayan. So we had a long discussion about that. The way that things run here. Kasi nga, birthing pains pa to eh. Wala pa nga tayong 2 weeks dito. From evaluation to fact-finding to preliminary investigation to prosecution, umaabot yan minsan taon eh. That has to stop. It either dismiss it or file it. Dalawa lang yan, walang matutulog dapat. Everything has to move. Yun ang ating goal dito. And we expect things to behave better. And of course, we still need dialogues pa with the judiciary and research on the part of the special prosecutor. Kasi nga, yung full restitution mode na pwedeng gawin, we want to put it into motion. Yung full restitution. Para mga plea bargain ng mga taong concerned, pwede mag-plea bargain basta may full restitution ng government. Yun po yung mga today, yan ang mga pinag-usapan namin. And yung standard na probable cause, again, we will elevate it to reasonable certainty of conviction. Ganun na rin ang gagawin natin dito. Kasi nga, para hindi weaponized, para hindi probable cause kulong na, tapos nakalimutan yung kaso, hindi na mangyayari yun. We have to respect the rights of people. So, try them faster and acquit them or convict them faster. So they serve their time properly. So yun, I think that I saw in my feed, in Google feed, that Senator Trillanos went here this morning to file cases. I will ask for a summary of the cases tomorrow morning from the staff. But we had to take care of other business today. Institutional arrangements have to happen for this office to run faster and more efficiently. Yun nga, hindi pa, ano ba to age of handwritten and typewritten, parang ganun pa rin dito kung tutuusin Hindi pa digitized ang Office of the Ombudsman. We will digitize it in a very, very, very organized manner. So, if you have other questions, then I am willing to accede.
Sir, kailan po magiging effective ito pong bago po nating mga rules on PI?
On PI, we are devising it as we speak. And hopefully by Thursday, we can have it done. Actually, hindi naman new rules to. Pag sinabi mong new rules is way beyond what is happening now. We can already conduct PI under the old rules while we change the rules. And once we change the rules, it has to be published so that we will not be violating rights of people. But we're just telling you that there are things that have to change here. And we know what things ail so far the office so that it can be more efficient and more respondent para naman nasasagot natin yung hinaing ng taong bayan. Kasi ang opisinang ito ay ginawa ng mga bumalangkas ng ating saligang batas upang mabigyan ng proteksyon ang taong bayan. At yun, mula sa mga kawani ng gobyerno na hindi gumagawa, nag-aabuso, o kaya gumagawa ng masama sa kapwa. Yun po yung dahilan kung bakit itinayo itong opisinang to. Kaya dapat talagang mas ilalagay natin ang hinaing ng taong bayan sa harapan. Iyan ang pinakamahalaga sa ating patungkulan na sinumpaan dito.
So sir, hindi pa sasakupin ng mga, kumbaga yung amended, paano ba sir ang term natin, revised PI rules, ito pong final po kanina ni Senator Trillanes?
Baka hindi pa. Kasi yan, dapat yan, tamang panahon yan. At meron na naman tayong rules dito na hindi naman natin i-violate na standing. But once we change the rules, dapat yan, may notice ang lahat ng tao. Kasi nga, ang karapatan natin na malaman ang ating ang batas ng umiiral pag tayo po niligay sa harap ng hustisya.
Sir, balikan ko lang po itong final na ito. Ito daw po ay original yung final na niya sa DOJ noon. Pero pinadala daw po dito.
Hindi, ano yan? Finally yan, nung hinanap ko yung file, nung ako naka-receive ng word na nag-file siya ng kaso, nung hinanap ko, wala na sa DOJ. Hindi pinadaan sa aking opisina. Itong isang dahilan kung bakit nagkalabuan na kami ng Prosecutor General noon. At pinunod ko muna siya. Sabi ko, kung gano'n ang gawain, hindi igagalang ang opisina ng Secretary of Justice, ay bakit pa? Hindi tayo pwede magsabay sa isang kwarto kung gano'n. Diba? Kaya, yun, buti na lang napalitan na yun. At ang nakaupo ngayon na Prosecutor General ay napakahusay, si Richard Fadulyon. At yun, puring-puri ako doon. Anyway, itong kasong ito, ay pag-aaralan pa. Hindi nga ako nagkaroon ng pagkakataong makita ang mga papel na to nung panahon na yon. Isang taon na yun eh. Mga isang taon na yata. 1 year na ba yan? Oh, 1 year na. Tama, isang taon na yon. At hindi namin nakita yun eh. So ngayon, pag-aaralan ko. At pag-aaralan namin, dadaan yan sa evaluation, fact-finding, at preliminary investigation kung kakailanganin. Siyempre, evaluation ang critical eh.
Sir, would you know, ano yung nangyari talaga naman dito sa Ombudsman dun sa ipinadalang reklamo from the DOJ?
Malalaman ko bukas. Kasi hahanapin din namin kung saan napunta yung dito. At para hindi na gumalaw yung kaso.
Opo, sabi po kasi ni Senator Trillanes kanina, ibinaon daw po, wala raw pong naging action.
Hindi ko alam kung ano nangyari. Ayokong mag-presume ng masama sa aking kapwa. Pero aalamin natin. Kasi nga, itong kasong to na final niya, ito rin yung pinag-uusapan natin na conflict of interest cases. Kasama yan, may bahid yan ng conflict of interest.
Sir, ito po ba ay magiging bahagi din po ng isinasagawang investigasyon naman natin? Kasi it minention dito, sir, yung mga diskaya, yung joint venture nila with CLPG na iniimbestigahan din po ninyo.
Ano yan kasi, it gives us, binibigyan kami niyan ng hudyat kung saan kami dapat tumingin. Kasi nga, interesado kami dyan, pero kung nandyan na ang dokumento at meron na siyang mga project number, mga identifying marks, mas madali namin mahahanap yan sa DPWH. Yun naman ang pakay namin dito, na mapabilis ang lahat. And we can use every information available, i-validate lang natin sa computer system ng DPWH.
So sir, pwedeng mag-merge, pwedeng magsama, paano?
Pwede yan mag-merge, pwede magsama. Anyway, ano pa naman eh, under investigation pa yung maraming bagay na yan. So ito is a formal case filed. It brings us to the point na kinakailangan evaluate. Kung evaluated, pwede hong mambunga ng totoong kaso, then fact-finding, at pagkatapos noon, preliminary investigation. Due process pa rin eh. Hindi tayo pwede lumabag sa karapatan ng tao.
Sir, pa-clarify lang yung 600 billion lost because of
Cases dismissed because of inordinate delay. Yan ang binigay sa akin na figura.
Sir,
Ah.
ano lang po yung nature nitong cases na na-dismiss na?
Puro graft cases yan. Puro graft cases yan.
Sir, clarification po dun sa PI po na babagoy po. Can we expect po ba na less than 60 days yung magiging PI dun sa aning na flood control?
Posible. Kasi nga, ano na yan eh. Pagka-present yan, pag nag-umpisa ang PI, patatawag na nila eh. Mag-i-issue na ng subpoena para mag-file ng counter affidavit based on the statements contained doon sa complaint. At mula doon, ay pwede na i-join ng issues eh.
Bali sir yung target.
Kasi ano yan, ghost projects yan.
Bali sir yung target na by November makapagkaso sa Sandigan Bayan. Yun pa rin po in-expect natin by November.
Yes, by November. Didikdikin natin yan na lalong madaling panahon ay magkakaso na tayo na umaandar sa Sandigan Bayan o kaya sa RTC kung sino man ang mayroong jurisdiction dito.
Sir, you mentioned na dati medyo tumatagal yung investigasyon, umabot ng taon, and now 60 days deadline yung PI. How can we assure the public na magiging accurate yung investigation kahit mabilis?
Araw-araw nandito kami. Araw-araw matatanong nyo naman kami kung ano nangyayari, di ba? At meron nga tayong yung aging, yun ang ating pinangangalagaan ngayon. Na alam natin kung gaano katagal na yung kaso at saan siya nagkakaroon ng balakid ba't tumatagal. Pero yan, talagang dapat talaga ang interes ng taong bayan, mapabilis talaga ang kaso at magbayad ng dapat magbayad. Kung pagsusauli man ng pera o pagkakulong sa kulungan, magbayad ng taong nagkasala.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung 600 billion. Anong time period ito? Bakit po umabot ng 600 billion?
Past years yan eh, past years. Na ilang taon na yan nakararaan. Kasi pag sinabi inordinate delay, medyo mahaba na naging takbo ng kaso sa Sandigan Bayan.
So yung 600B, ano po yun, sir? Sweldo ng mga prosecutors, nagastos na pera saan po?
Yung mga nawawalang pera. Mga nawawalang pera na nawala ang kaso. Marami yan, maraming kaso yan. Pit-off cases, ilang bilyon na yung... ewan ko lang kung 600 billion sa accurate, but pit-off cases lang. Ilan lang na-convict dyan? Dalawa lang? Diba? Pero merong isang nag-plea bargain at alam ko may dalawang na-convict. Ngayon, meron pang pending motion for reconsideration sa ibang conviction. Pero, ano yan? Malilinis ang pagkalatag niya.
So sir, para lang po malinaw, ito po yung perang hindi po nahabol. Ganun po ba sir?
Hindi na-recover ng gobyerno. Hindi nahabol ng gobyerno.
Hindi po ito...
Hindi ko alam kung accurate ito 600 billion. Isang figura niya na binigay sa akin. Ako mismo, nanlaki yung mata ko nung sinabi yan. Pero dapat tingnan natin eh. Hindi pwedeng hindi natin tingnan yan. Kasi nakakagulat kung bakit ganyan. Ibig sabihin, marahil kailangan mag-usap rin kami ng korte. Na ano ba? Ano ba nangyayari dito? Nag-dilatory tactic ba? Sa mga pinahahaba ng Defense Council yung kaso, nagkaroon siya ng ilang beses ng resetting ng kaso. Ito ba ibig sabihin ito? Bilang pa rin yun laban sa gobyerno? Gusto natin malaman yan kasi yung inordinate delay, dapat i-define niya ng Korte Suprema talaga. Dapat dyan mapunta talaga sa Korte Suprema isang kaso nagsasabi na pag ganito katagal na hindi na pwede. Pero pag ang abogado ng nasasakdal ang nagpapahaba ng proseso, dapat hindi bilangin yun, di ba? Yun, marahil, alam ng Korte Suprema ang problema niyan kasi justice system to eh. Okay? Sige, maraming salamat sa inyo.